In the world of FPS games, everyone always argues that their game is harder or better. In today's video, we're going to be talking about, is Apex Legends harder than Rainbow Six Siege? My name is Bo with the 9-degree keyboard, and let's get right to it. Now, in today's video, I will lay out everything from both Siege and Apex. At the end of this video, I'll give you guys my opinion as someone that has 7,000 hours in both games. 7,000 hours in Siege, 7,000 hours in Apex. I feel like I have kind of a little bit of a platform to stand on, and someone who plays these games quite a bit. I'll give you guys my opinions, but in the end, I want you guys to comment down below. I want you guys to discuss. Be as toxic as you want, I don't care. But discuss which game is harder and try and hear each other out in the comment section. So let's start with Rainbow Six Siege. So Rainbow Six Siege is a tactical FPS game. I say quotations on tactical FPS games because, well, it's not as tactical as a game like Squad or Hell Let Loose, but it is a tactical shooter. It's a complex search and destroy for those people who play Call of Duty and who have never touched Rainbow Six Siege. And this game is basically attackers and defenders. There is a building, there are sites where you have to defuse a bomb on them, and the whole goal of the game is to outplay and outlast the other people on the other team. Now, attackers have multiple ways to breach or enter a building to get to the site, and defenders have multiple ways to hold and defend site. They're limited to that map. As a defender, they're limited inside that building. Attackers could pretty much go anywhere they want on the map, but in the end, you have to go into the building to get to site. So there's kind of like a small sandbox of what you can do in terms of places that you could go as attackers. And same thing as defenders. You can still go outside, but it will alert everybody that you're outside. So it's kind of one of those things that you're stuck to where you are. So let's look at operators. Every operator has a gadget. Every operator's gadget does different things. For defenders, a majority of them are to deny the attackers from getting onto site. They're meant to slow down attackers. They're meant to make attackers go different ways into like a final funnel, essentially. When it comes to attackers, their gadgets are a majority of them to make entry, to breach, and then also to slow down and deny defenders from getting back to site if they get caught outside of site, to stop them from defusing that bomb if that bomb gets laid down. When it comes to guns, every operator in the game has a specific... Every operator... I just gotta follow while making this video. Sweet, thanks for the subscribe. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to this video. Every operator has a select set of guns that are stuck to that character. You cannot change what guns you have, but you can change your attachment. Each gun does different damage. Each guns do different things. But in that case, you're kind of limited on what you can and cannot use. And a majority of players play an operator based off of their gun, not so much their gadget. And this game is also a team-based game, which makes it a little bit frustrating when we get to the ranked aspect of the game. Because this game is a team-based game, when you play ranked, you are pretty much graded, let's say, off of how the performance of your team goes. You could drop 12 kills in your entire game of ranked and still lose the game if your team does not meet to par and just completely defeats the other team. Now, when it comes to strategy, that is also a team-based thing. You cannot solo this game alone with strategy. I like to compare this game to 3D chess, but 3D chess with other players all playing the same pieces on the board, because you are pretty much stuck with either how good is your team and what kind of strategies do you use. There's multiple ways to get into buildings. Like I said, there's multiple ways to defend, and there are very different strats, and there's also things that you can do as a defender, let's say, that might actually screw up how you defend that site. Same thing with attackers. It's pretty much a 1v1 also based game, is everyone's playing a 1v1 until the last man is standing. And that's pretty much Rainbow Six Siege. There's a lot of strategy to it. Obviously, I'm kind of giving a quick rundown on the game, but yeah, there's a lot of strategy. It's very competitive. It's also very slow and methodical. This game is all about pixels. This game is all about angles. This game is all about patience. Very slow-paced, very methodical game where you are trying to outplay and outlast the other player, and you have to play slow in order to win. Now, let's go to Apex. Apex Legends. Super good game. It's pretty much, if you play Call of Duty, it's basically like Warzone, but it's Warzone on steroids because it is a very hyper-focused, hyper-active game. You have to be on some type of adrenaline rush in order to play this game. As I've gotten older, I get a lot more tired when I play this game. The TTK is very high, just like in Rainbow Six Siege. It is not a one-shot headshot game like Rainbow Six Siege, but it's very fast-paced. If you get caught getting shot, you are going to get dropped. And it's very quick. It's essentially like having a one-shot headshot game. Now, Apex Legends, unlike Siege, they have the same, they have a smaller map pool than Siege, but those maps are reworked and updated a lot, unlike Rainbow Six Siege. And in my opinion, it feels as if every game is different, and I don't really get bored too much of the maps, unlike Rainbow Six Siege, or it's just the reworks have been kind of slow. With Apex Legends, every legend has a gadget, or ability, and those abilities can help the team, but it is not as crucial as gadgets or abilities in Rainbow Six Siege, because this is a 3-person team instead of a 5-person team. Now, when you are playing Apex Legends, it is very possible to solo and win a game. Yes, very possible. There are revives in this game. There are no revives in Siege. There are different gadgets or different abilities in in Apex Legends help you get through your game, but the strategy is where we differ in strategy from Apex Legends to Rainbow Six Siege. Is Apex is all about rotating, not staying in the same spot, and when to make the right move at the right moment. If you don't time what you're doing to the T, you can completely screw up your entire strategy. And I think that the strategy and the skill gap in Apex Legends is a little bit more complex because it's all about timing. Instead of sitting and holding an angle for the entire game, you are forced into situations where you might not be able to sit in that same spot for as long as you thought you could. And if you make that one move, if you make that shot, if you push a team and you don't knock someone in 30 seconds, you're going to get third or fourth partied by another team on the map. And it's all about rotating. It's a consistent, non-stop moving around into that final circle where everyone kind of converges onto each other, and it's pretty much last man standing. Now, let's talk about the rank system. The rank system, I like the rank system because it is based off of your personal performance. Not the entire team, your personal performance. So, for example, unlike Siege, if you drop 12 kills, you could still lose the game and lose your MMR. In Apex Legends, if you get a certain amount of kills for your RP, that's our ranked points, you level up. You get so many points per kill, so many points for circles that you've lasted, and where you placed in the game. You could have a really bad game if you drop 3 kills and die and take, say, 15th place in the Battle Royale. You can still rank up, which is great. It also is bad because some people like to rat and sit and wait till they go plus RP points and move their way and, rank up that way. But in the end, they're going to get weeded out pretty quick as soon as they get to the higher tier levels and D-rank. I also like the fact that Apex Legends is not so much skill-based or hidden MMR, because it's pretty blatant to see who is good and who is bad, and you're put in those lobbies. I guess, yeah, it is skill-based matchmaking to a point. Ranked is not. But in terms of pubs or unranked for Rainbow Six Siege, you're not being put into lobbies where you don't know what people's ranks are because everybody's kind of just in a gigantic pool of people. So Apex Legends does have a lot of strategy. I do think the rank system is a lot better. When it comes to gunplay, there's a million different attachments, a million different guns on the ground. Everyone could use whatever gun that they want. They could upgrade those guns. They could run different combos on guns. And I think that's pretty neat. And you don't have to worry about who has what optic and what operator has this optic, because every attachment, everything is on the ground to loot. You are forced to loot and shoot. And that's why I think Apex Legends is a little hard, because you might not get that gun that you want. You don't have the ability to always have the R4C like in Rainbow Six Siege. You might be forced to play with a Mozambique or a gun that you've never played before until you find that gun that you like and what you like to use. In the end, I believe Apex Legends is a harder game in terms of playstyle because the skill gap is much farther away than in Rainbow Six Siege. When it comes to strategy, I feel like both games have an equal amount of strategy They're just ran differently. One's more methodical, which would be Rainbow Six Siege, slow-paced, holding angles, and Apex Legends is all about timing, rotating, and making sure you hit your shots and not staying in one place at the same time. When it comes to operators or legends, I think that Apex Legends is a little bit superior to Rainbow Six Siege because you're not relying so much on what abilities your character has, because you could still win a game even if you can't play that legend the right way. Does it happen in higher ranks? No, but there's really no meta legends that you can play. Rather, in Rainbow Six Siege, people are basically picking operators based off of what guns they have because they want that optic, because Siege limits you to what you can and cannot do. When Apex Legends, you can do a lot more. Those are my opinions in this game. I just wanted to make this video because, hey, you know, Apex Legends is popping off. I'm super passionate about the game. I love the game. I also love Rainbow Six Siege. It's nice to see it. So make sure you guys comment down below if you stayed this far. This is like my second YouTube video in like a year that I've made. I'm getting back into content creation. I'm a little bit rusty. Sorry if that was hard to follow, but if you did enjoy my content, make sure you like, subscribe, and share, and I'll catch you on the next one. My name's Bo with a 90-degree keyboard, and peace.